Hi there, Evan here at the McChronicle, where the future starts today. For Wednesday, August 14th, 2019, two things I want to cover here. First, Hoyes Michaelis put out the Consumer Insolvency Report for Ontario for the month of June. If you do want a link to the full report, I'll leave it in the description. For this though, I'll overlay one of the key charts here. This is year-over-year change, both in Canada and Ontario, and as you can see, from the second quarter of last year, they did break to the upside year-over-year and have been accelerating higher ever since. But wait! Rates started going down in the fourth quarter of last year. They kept accelerating to the upside. Look, this speaks to a bigger point here that I've mentioned many times on this channel. I've said how the housing market was and is the Canadian economy, and the declining wealth effect was going to have massive ripple effects through the economy itself. And one of those was foreclosures, powers of sale, bankruptcies, consumer insolvencies more generally. And what's happening here? They're starting to accelerate to the upside. Myself, and to my credit, Hoyes Michaelis and a few others also have been all over this also. But look, we shouldn't lose sight of the damage the ripple effects are going to do to the Canadian economy itself. That's why I've done many videos lately outlining how we should go ahead and prepare for this. Now look, I'm not saying any of this is going to happen to you personally. But remember, we're at the end of an economic cycle. We're in a massive housing bubble that looks to be unwinding. We have many Canadians who are overladen in debt, who now, with the declining wealth effect from home prices, are starting to feel the impact. And all this is happening without unemployment having shut up yet. When that starts happening, I can assure you it's going to be a lot worse than even the numbers are right now. But remember, I've been warning about this for the better part of about 18 months now. And it's starting to look like now, even my worst fears are starting to come true. Which is the reason why I want y'all to be prepared. Okay? That's where I'm going to go ahead and leave that. And the last point we're going to look at today is about the Canadian yield curve, the US yield curve, and some other yield curves more broadly globally as well. The first tweet I'll overlay on the screen here, this is a chart put out by Tavi Costa of Cresca Capital last night. First the tweet, just astonishing, the number keeps rising. 87% of the Canadian yield curve is now inverted. And as you can see from the next chart here, we're already above the level seen during the 2007 to 2008 global financial crisis, and in fact we're only 2 percentage points below where we were during the tech bust. And lastly, while we're at it here, new record, 18 economies now have 30-year bond yields inverted versus the US Fed funds rate. And the chart I'll show last year overlays which countries those are. Look, at the end of the day, the global economy has been slowing really since the end of 2017. So combine the yield curve with what's going on in the global economy more broadly, the yield curve is telling us that we're heading into a global recession. That's what it's telling us. And even look at the stock market reaction today. The 2s10s closed within a percentage point and a half of inverting in the US, when the 3-month 10 years inverted, the 3-month 5 years inverted, the 1-year 2 years inverted. Look, at the end of the day, the financial community as well is starting to wake up to this. The yield curve always has been the greatest leading indicator of a global recession, or at the very least, a deep slowdown. This time here, being no different. In Canada, of course, look, 10s 30s is already inverted about a year and a half ago, and has since re-steepened. The 2-year 10-year inverted just about 2 weeks ago. And then the 3-month 5-year, 3-month 10-year, 1-year 2-year, they've been inverted for at least the better part of 5 months. Look, the leading indicator here is saying what it's saying for a reason. I've been all over this on this channel here many times as well. Things in the global economy more generally are not great at all. In my personal belief, we are headed for a global recession. I'll go ahead and lay that out there for you. That's all I'm going to say for this video. Smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, follow both my Twitter accounts, and as always, my name is Evan. This is the McChronicle, where the future starts today.